Hello, everybody. I'm Letizia Cinganotto. I teach language teaching at University for Foreigners of Perugia in Italy. I will talk about artificial intelligence as a virtual scaffolding, experimentations on Italian as a second foreign language. So I will start from a brief overview on the role of artificial intelligence as a virtual scaffolding for language learning. And in particular, I will present provisional results of an experimentation that we're carrying out at the University of Florence of Perugia with a research group on a chatbot for Italian as a second language. So, starting from the potential of AI, which is, of course, the elephant in the room, and we always talk about AI. We talk about AI's potential and about the added value in the context of learning Italian as a second foreign language in particular. We can mention the role of AI as a virtual scaffolding to enhance and personalize the language learning experience. And of course, the goal is to explore the opportunities and challenges in leveraging AI to support and accelerate the acquisition of Italian language proficiency. But let's talk in general about the potential of AI in language learning. Of course, personalization, because this is the dream of every teacher to personalize the teaching and learning pathway according to the student needs and level of competence. And that's what AI can do. Intelligent feedback. AI-powered tools can provide real-time feedback on pronunciation, grammar, and writing to help learners improve. Intelligent tutoring and multimodal learning, because AI can integrate various media like text, audio, visuals to create immersive and engaging learning experiences. So these are only some, of course, of the potential of AI-powered tools, with particular reference to chatbot. That is what we are going to talk in particular now. So let's go a little bit in deeper about personalized and adaptive learning. So thanks to the AI, we can have a better overview of the learning profiles, and we can design pathways which are tailored to individual needs. We can adjust difficulty and focus based on performance, creating dynamic content, and of course, we can provide intelligent feedback, real-time guidance, and suggestions. As far as oracy, so promoting oral skills, AI can help a lot. In terms of voice recognition and natural language processing, we can, of course, use AI to recognize the learner's voice, enabling them to issue verbal comments, interact with language learning apps through natural speech. Of course, we can have the automatic translation and the automatic transcription. So these AI-powered tools can help us a lot in enhancing all the skills and in integrating way. We can use AI to create learning scenarios which seem to be authentic, real, where the students can interact and be immersed in conversational situations and through voice interactions or text interaction. And of course, AI can give pronunciation feedback. It can identify and provide feedback on the pronunciation and on the tone of voice and all the different prosodic aspects to help the students improve their spoken skills. Let's talk a little bit about intelligent virtual tutors, conversational agents, and what we normally call chatbot, which are large language models that can engage learners in interactive conversation, offer guidance, and give real-time feedback to support their language development. So it's just a simulation of human-like interactions. And in this way, this chatbot can create immersive learning experiences that adapt to individual needs and learning style. And in this way, this learning scenario seems to be authentic, and the students can be really triggered to, of course, to interact, to speak, to write, pretending to be chatting with a friend, for example. The feedback can be personalized, of course. Error identification can happen in a soft way. So just reducing the famous Krashen's affective filter, and interactive correction, because AI-driven tutoring system can engage learners in interactive exercises where they can just receive a suggestion for improvement. When we talk about AI models, large language models, we know that they can generate personalized language content. They can foster multimodal learning, so just using speech recognition, text to speech, and then visual literacy, so images, and then audio, and then video, so all sensory channels, enhancing comprehension and retention. And of course, this chatbot can simulate natural language interactions, allowing learners to practice speaking and listening skills in a safe and supporting environment. Now, let's go into the details about our project, our research project that is being carried out at the University of Florence on Perugia, with a research group in cooperation with a Telematic University, and a group that is made up of researchers, PhD students, and technologists, who created a chatbot that is called ID, just specific for Italian as second language and a foreign language. This chatbot is integrated into the online Italian language and cultural courses that we've just recently relaunched in our university, and we just created new content, new video, new learning scenarios in order to help our international students improve their skills in Italian. The online courses have been designed according to the level of the Common European Framework of References for Languages, compendium volume, from A1 to B2, and we are now working on C1 as well, which is the less, which is less popular, as it's advanced, and so the real need for our international students is to improve the basic levels. The material that we used have been inspired to the syllabi produced at the University of Florence of Perugia, and to the Italian language profile that was conceived and designed at the University of Florence of Perugia itself. So we wanted to try this this chatbot that I'm going to show you in a minute, which is a chatbot specific for Italian, and which is already which is still under evaluation and validation, and of course it's a work in progress. But we wanted to have a little experimentation with a group of 22 students, Chinese students, who were attending an online course, and at A2 and B1 level. So we wanted them to practice this chatbot as well as part of their learning offer within the online course of Italian. And there was also a CALEL approach, content and language integrated learning, because they were also engaged in CALEL lessons in Italian, of course, on art, in particular art in Italy and in Perugia. So the aims of the study were to assess impact of immersive AI-mediated approach on student learning effectiveness, evaluate student engagement with AI interaction modalities, and exploration of AI potential in online language learning, discussing challenges and opportunities. This study was carried out in academic year 2023-2024. So the system, the AI system, has been trained by this research group with using the material, so creating prompt using the material from the profile of the Italian language and the syllabi produced at the University of Florence and Perugia. But they are still they're being validated by the research group. And this is an example of the AI system validation. We try to analyze each prompt in order to avoid hallucination and in particular try to be sure that the output of the prompt that we add in ID are aligned with the levels of the CFR-CV. And this is the example of the grid that we use according to different levels and length of the output. We try to understand and to compare the alignment with the level, the grammatical correctness, the lexical adequacy, the length according to the parameters, and the semantic coherence. So this is just, of course, a work in progress. As I was saying, yeah, the material that used with the chatbot are aligned to the profile of the Italian language and to the CFR-CV. These are the different AI features of ID. This is the name of the chatbot, which stands for AI for Dialogue in Italian. We developed all these functions, but we don't use them. We don't use them all at the same time because it could be confusing. But we switch on and switch off some of them according to different needs, and of course, to the level of validation where we are. Just a little bit of just an overview of the different functions, very briefly. The focus on form, riflessione linguistica, which is the feedback, to the to foster metacognition, as Ati says. So just giving in to find mistakes. Then we have the scenario function, which is the most popular one. We have three scenarios. One is for A1 level, is the interaction in a restaurant between a client and the waiter. For A2, we have the sorry, for A2 is the interaction in a restaurant, while for the A1 we have the interaction among peers, so with friends, and in B1 we have the interaction in a formal setting for a job interview. And so these are the different scenarios that we can find, and they are authentic learning scenarios where the learners can practice the language and provide receiving immediate feedback. This is an example of scenario between a conversation between the waiter and the customer. And what is also interesting is the code switching function. So the possibility to switch into English just by clicking on the flag on the small icon, and English, which is the most popular bridge language or lingua franca, can be used as a scaffolding, especially for our international students. Going on with the different functions, the campus functions is a chatbot designed to interact with students, providing them with information, guidance, and support about their academic experience. And this is useful for incoming students who can ask information about lessons, about the canteen and the fees, and what else to prepare before coming to Perugia. The faculty materials is a dialogue system designed to have a better access to the faculty materials, to the lessons, and is a way to interact with the system, to revise and co-construct meaning, and to foster retention. The image is a function that students, international students like a lot, because you can add an image into put an image into ID, and she will start translating it, describing it in English and Italian, and then this can be the starting point for a conversation, for a dialogue, starting from a visual input. This is what usually happens in our lessons, where we often start with a visual input to start interaction. The art pills is the CLIL function, where I have the Chinese students interact with this faculty material on art in Italy and in Perugia, and the architecture from Perugia and other Italian cities. So it was a way to learn this content in Italian about art in a different way. This is an example of art pills about Palazzo Gallenga, with the description for the B1 level, that it can also be translated into English. So with them in this pilot project with these 22 Chinese students, we wanted to investigate the impact of ID on students' engagement and language practice opportunities in terms of participation and interest in particular. Of course, we couldn't, the length of the time was short. It was about three months, and it was not enough to just assess, the improvement of the language level, but we wanted to just investigate their level of interest and participation and attraction. We used quantitative and qualitative methodologies, and we had formal interviews and online questionnaires. The results were encouraging. In particular, just the students told us that they were very happy to play with ID, so it was a sort of game, and they could find a lot of opportunity, other opportunities to practice language in a different way, and also so they liked it a lot, and it was a way to also improve their passion for the Italian language and culture. The online questionnaire was delivered to the students. Here there's some of their answers they particularly liked and found so useful and fun, the description of images and the conversation at the restaurant. So the function related to the description of the images is very useful to start chatting with about a topic, any topic, any related to the image. And also chatting with a waiter is very popular, is very common during our daily life, and so they particularly appreciated it. And all of them stated that they liked interacting with ID, with AI. All of them found it useful, especially for writing and reading. For the dialogue, they preferred, this is probably part of the Chinese culture, because they preferred texting, chatting, and compared to speaking, because they were particularly shy, but they found it useful for writing and reading. We can just despite these limitations due to the short length of the pilot project and the limited number of participants. But anyway, we could get some provisional results about the added value of AI perceived as useful and fun by the students for personalized language practice, for receiving instant feedback and immersive conversational scenarios. So rewarding results, even if provisional, and even if, as I was saying, ID is still under validation, but for sure a good starting point. For our future directions, of course, further research needed to optimize integration and address challenges, and so further validation of the different output to avoid hallucination, explore the potential of AI, enhancing both oral communication and written production, and then, of course, increasing the number of experimentations with more and more learners. And thank you so much for your attention.